Going to get off the Cavs. If you want to hear more Cavs talk, I did an Ultimate Cavs show last night after the game. Go check it out. It is on the YouTube page. Went for about 25 minutes reacting to what we saw. So make sure you guys check that out. And without further ado, we are thrilled to welcome in Browns legend, Eric Metcalf, to the show. How you doing today, Eric?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Eric, we got to address, before we do anything else with the Browns, Leroy Horde just told the story about when he hid in the back of your car and scared you. How close did you come to having a heart attack when he scared you in that situation?
I was very close, but his dumbass should have thought about he could have killed us both, not just me.
Yeah, you could have run your car into a semi-truck.
Right. That's what but I was scared to death because he let me actually drive down the street a little bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't do it immediately.
Which makes it way worse.
Wow, he let you back out and take off.
God.
Right. Hey, and I'm a Knicks fan, so it's Knicks to the finals or bust.
Oh!
Hey,
listen,
way to know your audience, Metcalf.
I want a Knicks fan finals. That's what I want.
Oh, man.
How'd you become a Knicks fan?
You know, it was just like when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I was a Patrick Ewing fan. I was in high school in Virginia, so
Yeah.
naturally Georgetown was right there. So I'm a Patrick Ewing fan, and I just kept following him and got drafted by the Knicks, and so that's where it is. I mean, I was born in Seattle and raised in Seattle, but I had left, and so I wasn't really a Sonic fan anymore once I left.
The young people today, they don't understand what it was like. Georgetown, Syracuse, St. John's, that Big East in the 80s. I mean, you know, but the young people today have no clue what kind of basketball that was back in the day.
No, they see Big East basketball now and they think it's junk.
Yeah.
But back then, when you, like you said, St. John's, Syracuse, Georgetown, Villanova, and it was UConn, and it was rough basketball back then. They had superstars also.
The coaches were all such huge personalities too. It was fantastic. Yeah. There's nothing like the Big East.
Well, I was seeing John Thompson standing next to Louis Carnesecco when Georgetown would play St. John's was the funniest thing ever.
Man, that was a great time.
Hey, Eric, man, my neighbor told me to ask this question. Like, he an old school Browns fans, and he said, if you ever get Eric Metcalf on, could you please tell us what the exact play was that Metcalf up the middle was actually described as? Because everybody that is a Browns fan would be like, they're running Eric Metcalf up the middle. In their mind, you should have only got sweeps, tosses, rocket screens. What is the Metcalf in the middle play? What play exactly is that?
I mean, it all depends on how if we were in the I formation, it was basically just a inside lead play. Or if I was a single back, it'd be like a roll zone type run. And so that's all we did. And I understand it. And I understand that people think I should have been out on the outside because I was kind of fast. But at the same time, those plays up the middle, those plays up the middle work if blocked properly. If you have blocking, it works regardless of what size the guy is, right? And so, things just didn't work out for us that way.
What do you think? I don't know how much you get to see the Browns. I'm pretty sure you get to watch all of it. What do you make of Quinshon Judkins? I know it's early, but what do you think of him?
Oh, he's doing well, and I've said before to other people that they were able to get rid of Nick Chubb, even though he's a fan favorite, because they drafted him.
Right.
He was a guy who can fill that void and do some of the things that Nick did. We can't call him Nick Chubb status as of yet, but what he's done so far, and he hasn't gotten his legs under him because he had to sit out for a little while. And so when he gets his legs under him, when Stefansky and the offensive line figure out what he likes and how to block for him, I think he'll just thrive.
Who do you think's the best back in the league right now, Eric?
Oh, the best back in the league, probably Bijan. And I'm a little biased to that, because he's a Longhorn. But all the things that he can do. When I look at a running back, I like him to be able to do everything. That's run the ball, catch the ball, split out if he has to, and Bijan can do all those things.
What do you? The Browns quarterback situation is always there for us. Whenever we need topics, we're just let's talk about the quarterbacks. It's been the unsolvable Rubik's Cube for us. What are your thoughts on what should happen now in terms of the depth chart? Because we had a pretty vociferous discussion earlier today about whether it should be Shedeur Sanders elevated to the 2. Do you take Bailey Zappi, a guy that's had at least some NFL experience, and put him at the 2? What would you do if it were your call?
I would roll with the rookies right now. I mean, you drafted them for a reason. So, and it doesn't look like this season is going to turn into anything. So you might as well see what you have in these guys and think about whether you're going to draft a quarterback next year. For me, it's all about Stefansky and what he does with these guys. I mean, because we don't really have an identity offensively when I look at it. And so because we don't have this identity, we go in there every week doing something different. One week we'll throw the ball 40 times. The next week we'll run it 40 times. And so I need him to figure out what he's going to do with each quarterback based on what these guys can do, because players make plays, plays don't make players. And so we need to put these guys in position to make plays.
Will Deshaun Watson take another snap for the Browns?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, a lot of people might not want to hear it, but I really believe that he will, and that's why I think that's part of the reason why they were able to get rid of Flacco, because they know that he might be coming back.
Well, let me ask you about this. You are a Texas Longhorn. Now, we were attached to a Texas Longhorn for very long. One Arch Manning. What do you make of Arch Manning's start so far? And what do you see, and what is it going to take to get him kind of on track to get where he was, preseason, in terms of him being mentioned as like a number 1 type quarterback? Do you think you need a little more seasoning?
Of course, we all need to play more, but I kind of relate his situation to the situation we have in Cleveland, in that Sark has to run plays for Arch that make him feel comfortable, because right now it seems like we're running long, slow developing plays, and he doesn't have time to do that because we have 4 new starters on our offensive line. So you need to get the ball out of his hands quickly and make throws that make him feel comfortable and get him into a rhythm throughout the course of the game. Now, he hasn't done what everybody has hyped him up to do thus far, but he didn't hype himself up. People put that on him. And so it's a matter of him just being calm, staying who he is, and going out there and playing in good football, because we have watched him play some games, and when he's had time, and he's been able to make some pro-level throws, and that's what it's about. So I think with time, he'll become that number 1 quarterback that people were talking about.
Do you think that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Barry both, as of today, will be back next year? Maybe that's an unfair question, but I'm going to ask it to you anyway.
That's fire. Yeah, bow.
You went to fire, bro.
Twin shooters.
I mean, it's a simple question.
So you're just assuming these guys don't like me, right?
Hey, listen, I like Andrew and I like Kevin. Both are great guys. I mean, I know them a little bit, I mean, but it's, at some point you got to produce.
I get it. I think when looking at this, I think Stefanski has a better chance of being back than Andrew Barry. Mm-hmm. I think because he's won Coach of the Year 2 times in his tenure. Andrew Barry, we had some flops with some players. Guys didn't work out. We had some character issues with guys that we've drafted and everything. And so I think Stefanski will be back before Barry, but at the end, I do think that Barry will be gone.
What do you make of this year's draft class? Because his draft record coming into this year, and I'm being nice, I'm going to say it was very spotty at best, and that's a nice characterization of it. There were way more misses than hits. But this year's draft class, Eric, it almost would be one of those things where you'd be afraid to fire him because maybe he's finally figured it out.
Right. Maybe he's getting total control now. And so this year, this class is producing, and they're doing well. And so, what can you say about that? I mean, I don't know what you do. And so it's hard to say if he'll be back based on his draft class previously. But I think it's all about wins and losses. And so I think in his case, he'll be judged over his total drafting process.
Jerry Jeudy came over here last year, had a really, really good season last year for the Browns. Ton of yardage, not a ton of touchdowns, but he had his drops, but overall he played really well, especially with Jameis Winston. This year it's been a total disaster. The drops are through the roof. He's not, and they've been in key spots, third downs, fourth downs. What do you make of how he's played so far this year, and do you expect him to turn it around?
I expect him to turn it around, but I think I look at it as a frustration thing, because I've been in that situation where you don't know if you're going to get the ball. We've seen him in interviews and in previous weeks talk about, just look at the film, I was open, and he didn't get the ball. So that's a receiver showing that he's frustrated with not getting the ball and getting the opportunity. And so now it's a matter of concentration, because when you're not expecting the ball, you're not really concentrating as much. And I'm not saying that's how it should be, but that's human nature. That's what creeps in. And so he just has to get more comfortable, just know that he's going to get the opportunities and the balls. And when he does, he'll get back into the swing of it.
Hey, Eric, Dustin's 43 years old today, and every year he goes to a basketball court and tests his ability. Can I still dunk? And at 43, he can still get up and do it. Now, in your day, I won't ask the football thing because that's physical. I mean, you can take a pounding, but you were an Olympic caliber long jumper. So what was your longest jump, 27 feet-ish?
27.8.
27.8. That wins a gold medal at a lot of Olympics.
Yeah.
Right.
If you were to go to a track right now, today, and I gave you an hour to get loose.
How old are you, E?
Yeah, how old are you and how far do you long jump today?
57.
I'm 57.
Oh, I think you can still get 22.
I give him 24.
Well, first and foremost, before I go to this track and jump, I'm going to have to see one of the biggest checks ever.
Show me that bread. Show me that bag.
I am not hurting myself for some fun.
Okay, we'll start a GoFundMe, and we'll make sure it's a substantial check.
$1 million.
How you would be disappointed if you didn't jump at least what?
Oh, man. Gosh. I'd have to say 18.
Okay.
Oh, I'm giving you more.
Oh, I think
When's the last time you did it?
When I actually jumped, I was probably in my 40s, just messing around, but not a full run-through jump, just a short pop-up with some guys. Because I'm serious about being scared to death to do it.
Yeah.
Well, a handful, yeah.
I don't want to get hurt.
Achilles and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All that kind of stuff, Yeah. But I think if I really trained, I think I'd run a fast 40. I think I could run a fast 40.
Right.
I believe you.
I bet you could too.
I think we're onto something, Eric. I think you should become the commissioner of a new track and field league, but it's all guys over 40, and it could be from any sport. Because basketball has some fast guys, football does. I love watching guys do things that weren't necessarily in their wheelhouse. I love when a shortstop comes in to pitch. I love watching guys that used to be great at something try it again. I'd like to watch, kickers try 40-yard field goals today. It'd be fun.
If you had to run 60 meters, Leroy Horde runs 40 meters. Who wins the race?
Probably me.
Hey, he's on here telling stories about you, and so we can all laugh about the hiding in the back seat. You've got to have a good Leroy story that we haven't heard that we can now use to laugh at his expense.
Whoa, there's so many. there's so many. I used to tie his shoes while he was asleep in the meetings.
Oh man!
Did he sleep a lot through meetings?
We all did, really. We all did, really. But let me see. What's a good Leroy? Oh, okay. So I think it was his rookie year. We're playing in the Hall of Fame game, and he's the rookie, came in a little late, so he's playing, I think, the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Me, K-Mac, we were playing like a few plays in the first quarter. So whoever was in between us gets hurt. And so Leroy has to go in. They're like, Leroy, go in. He comes to me, is like, no, you need to go in because I'm not going to the fourth. I'm like, absolutely not, buddy. You're going in. You're going in. Meanwhile, because he's sitting on the sideline, he has a big thing of chew in his mouth. Right?
Oh, boy.
So finally, they're like, Leroy, you got to go in. He goes in, but he forgets to take the chew out.
Oh man.
He catches a swing pass, and he gets blasted and swallows it. And has to play this whole game.
That'll make you throw up.
No.
Yeah.
That'll mess your whole week up.
Oh,
Yeah,
Not that I tried or anything.
All right, we got to remind Leroy of that when he's on next week.
Thanks, Eric.
Eric, thanks for
appreciate
coming
it,
on,
man.
brother. Always great.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. Yep.
All right, that was Browns legend Eric Metcalf to cap off a jam-packed Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We got a